Hi, Devlin here, and welcome to Misunderstood Movies. Before we begin, I remind people this is my opinion and belief. You can disagree with me, and please comment if you do or don't in the comment section below, but please be nice about it. We're all movie fans here, and that's what's truly important, so be respectful to all. Today I look at the case of Xanadu, the 1980 fantasy musical film directed by Robert Greenwald. It stars Olivia Newton-John, Michael Beck, and Gene Kelly. The screenplay was written by Richard Christian Danis and Mark Reed Rubel, and was loosely inspired by the 1947 Rita Hayworth movie Down to Earth. What people expected was a big screen, spectacular musical with lots of magic and great songs. What they got was just that, but what they tended to see more was the bad script, ridiculous plot, and over-the-top production numbers. Before we start, I have to say that I'm a huge Olivia Newton-John fan, and Xanadu was a big part of why I became a fan of hers, along with Grease and her large catalog of wonderful music. I adore the film, and it changed my life in many ways, but that doesn't mean I can't look at it objectively and see why some people aren't so in love with this movie. The movie bombed when originally released, and critics called it one of the worst films of the year. Xanadu, along with the Village People movie Can't Stop the Music, also released in 1980, was paired in a double bill in some theaters, and it was said to have inspired John J.B. Wilson to create the Golden Raspberry Awards that celebrate the worst in cinema each year. Can't Stop the Music beat out Xanadu for Worst Film that first year, and Xanadu only took Worst Director, even though it was up for many nominations. The one saving grace the movie had was its soundtrack, which was a smash hit and featured songs by Olivia Newton-John, Electric Light Orchestra, Cliff Richard, and the Tubes. The soundtrack even scored a few hit songs like I'm Alive, Magic, All Over the World, Suddenly, and the title track. I admit the story is a little out there. Kira, one of Zeus's daughters, one of the 9 muses of Mount Olympus, otherwise known as Terpsichore, comes down to help create a roller disco palace for an inspiring artist and a retired big band musician. Along the way, they wind up in very awesome, cheesy, and sometimes downright ridiculous musical numbers. Gene Kelly in a giant pinball machine comes to mind. They even throw in some Don Bluth animation for no real reason but to make it feel more magic. As I said before, as a child watching this, I ate up every moment of this film. I loved the 1940s dance routine by Gene Kelly and Olivia Newton-John, and the Battle of the Bands dance number is amazing and doesn't get enough love for choreographer Kenny Ortega. Even now in my 50s, this movie still awakens the dreamer in me. Yes, the script and dialogue can be bad, but Olivia Newton-John is so charming she makes it bearable, and Gene Kelly brings some old-school Hollywood swagger every time he is on the screen. Xanadu has definitely become a cult classic, and even inspired a comedic Broadway musical, but there is so much more to it than that. The misunderstanding for it for me is that even though Xanadu has been lumped with the worst movies ever, whenever I meet someone who saw it in their youth or are creative souls, you can see them light up and have a real fondness for it. You can see the magic surpasses the cheesiness, and it's more than just a so bad it's good film. There's a genuine tenderness for it. I have even met people who love it more than Grease. I still think Grease is the far superior film, but you know, Xanadu may have impacted my life more than Grease has in the long run. I still believe in dreams coming true and try to send magic out in the world any chance I get. Now let me know what you thought in the comments, and let's have a conversation about this movie. Are you one of those who thought this movie deserved the hate it got? Or like me, do you consider Xanadu a misunderstood movie?